Hi everyone, update on Venezuela because the United States attempted coup, their attempts to kick out President Maduro, the democratically elected leader, in favour of their puppet Juan Guaido, their CIA-backed puppet. Well, their attempts to kick out Maduro have been going really well so far, wouldn't you say? Certainly about as well as this guy's attempts to kick out at something. I've been dying to use that in a clip ever since I saw it. Anyway, it's been disastrous so far for the Americans because Maduro is still there after a series of faux pas by the United States foreign policy, like the time Venezuela blocked United States aid from coming in. Aid from coming in quotes, I should say. Aid which was being sent under the control of that man, Elliot Abrams, who was convicted of sending arms to other countries in South America under the guise of humanitarian aid, and then, of course, pardoned for it a few years later by George H.W. Bush. This is a disaster for the Americans, it really is. They've been desperately trying to overthrow Maduro, and it's just not working. There was the time where mass media reports were reporting that one of these humanitarian aid trucks was set alight by pro-Maduro supporters. CNN were reporting that, only for it to turn out that the culprit was from the other side. That story, by the way, I did a video about it 10 days before the New York Times debunked CNN's article. 10 days from thousands of miles away in a council flat in the Midlands in the UK. Obviously, that wasn't the only time. There were other times as well. This is Juan Guaido. This is him going to meet the good people of Venezuela who apparently support him in this attempt. If you listen to the mass media, they do anyway. He turned up to a place with real Venezuelans. And as you can see, they weren't too happy that he turned up. And they wouldn't let him through. And they didn't let him through. They won't move. They started kicking the car. There were riots, there were fights. Not riots, fights. And eventually, they had to back up, reverse, and turn around. So, like I say, it's not gone well. And you had a little taster of this. There was that Richard Branson Live Aid or Venezuela Aid Live concert that he held in support of Guaido, or Guaido's attempts to help the good people of Venezuela. A concert which he then had to go on to make a statement. In the last few hours, officials of the administration of the government of Venezuelan President Juan Guaido have been involved in corruption schemes for which we are not responsible or have any connection. Yeah, well, if you lie down with dogs, you get fleas, Richard, you know. It doesn't stop there, though. This is the latest. I think it epitomises 2019, to be honest, because Citgo seeks US help to keep Venezuela bondholders at bay, say Reuters. And I clicked on this, I thought, that's really weird, what's going on? And you read down, and it says Venezuelan Congress Chief Juan Guaido this year took control of Citgo and appointed a board of directors after the United States and dozens of other countries recognised him as the nation's elected leader, calling President Nicolas Maduro 2018 re-election a sham. Well, yeah, dozens of countries did. Most of them didn't, though. Guaido could lose control over Citgo, though, the country's top foreign asset. This is the state-run, petroleum company. If Venezuela fails to make a $913 million payment on PDVSA's 2020 bond later this month. The bond is backed by a 51.1% stake in Citgo's parent, and Guaido allies have been lobbying Trump for an executive order shielding Citgo from creditors. After the support that was given in order to save Citgo from Maduro, it seems to me contradictory that the same effort would not be made to save Citgo from Maduro's bondholders, Chairwoman Luisa Palacios said. The Trump administration so far has not taken steps to protect the company. Conservative groups have warned against further involvement, saying it would interfere with the free market. But here's the doozy. Buried Halfway down, look at this. Maduro, who Washington blames for Venezuela's economic collapse, cannot make the payment due to United States sanctions on PDVSA. The opposition made a $71 million interest payment early this year, but has not had access to funds for making the larger upcoming payment. And PDVSA did not respond for Quest to comment. It does go down here to say one of the problems that Citgo have had, and one of the problems that PDVSA have had rather, is that the sanctions on Venezuela have stopped them dealing with Venezuela as well, so they've lost a major customer. Honestly, this story just gets more bizarre as it goes on. It really does. And I'm certainly glad that I've been covering it, because nobody in the media is covering it right. Nobody in the mass media is telling the truth about it. Now, the sad thing about this is, by the looks of it, certainly on the face of it, as I can see it, Venezuela may never get control of that back. You know, Guaido's going to lose control, so he'll go to PDVSA, I assume. But they might never get control back of it. And that's the really sad thing about it, because if that happens, then who's going to suffer? Venezuela. Obviously, Maduro will suffer, but it's the people that are going to suffer, because that's a massive asset that they're going to lose. So there you go, my update on the Venezuela coup. It's going well, isn't it, for the Americans? Next, I'm going to talk about Iran. There's another success story for them. Thanks very much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos, and click through to the website so you can find ways to support me. Thanks very much for your support, and until next time, peace and take care.